Sorry, I got sidetracked fucking slipping out and
No,
pacing and
no, that's all right.
making a mess.
Hey,
I'm like,
now,
it's 11:50. Oh my god.
that's all right.
Sorry.
Hey, now, I told the people on the channel that you were trying to get a hold of me and we didn't hook up, that kind of thing. So here's what I want to ask you right out of the chute. Is it
All
okay if
right.
I record this phone call?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good.
As
So,
long as it's, you know,
I know
between. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
it's going to be between the whole world. So keep that in mind when you're
Right.
talking.
But with no. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Yeah. So,
I'm down in Monroe right now, so I'm not even in the city of Detroit. So.
okay.
Um,
May Watkins sends her love. Mark says hi.
thank
Tweety
you.
says hello. And
Hello, everybody.
she said hello. Hello, you guys. So, what's going on? What's up with you? The last I knew, the last I
Well,
knew, you cut your tether off. They caught you.
try to.
Tried to.
I was.
They
Yeah.
jailed you. Then I was
Yeah.
following the court records. There's a lady that sends me the court records. I can't access them that well. Zach
Right.
Pollock says hello.
Hi.
And she said hello. And last I knew, it looked like you were getting discharged, and then the records were dead. And I assumed that you got mandatory drug court.
Yeah,
So
I was
since
bonded
they
over.
arrested you the last time and you went back in jail, what has happened?
Well, I signed a contract with drug court, which is an obscene setup for failure, but that was the only way I was able to get out of jail. And I mean, it's unrealistic, their expectations. So, right off rip, I was not confident in completing the program, but, it was like, I'll figure something out soon so I can get the fuck out of there. But the reality of it really didn't hit me until I walked out the front door. As I threw my fucking tether in the fucking street, I realized what a fucked up situation I now put myself in because of, it's just that wasn't the type of treatment they were giving me wasn't it wasn't going to work. And
Right.
there was
What?
no
What?
way to back out of it
Why did you think it wasn't going to work?
because of the plan. Okay, this is just like a part of it. So I was sentenced to do 60 to 90 days inpatient treatment. While I'm in there, they expect me to do drug tests 3 times a week, go to court every other week, twice for 2 hours a day. I have to do one-on-one intense therapy. For two
What?
hours a day, I have to do
What kind of therapy?
a group therapy. I sit across from my counselor, if you want to call her that, and talks about my future and how I'm going to go back to school and find a full-time job and jump through all these hoops that I have no idea how fucking serious, this fucking plan that they put me in was going to be until I was actually in it. And then I realized I don't belong here. I'm a drug addict. I'm not a fucking psychopath. This rehab, if you want to call it that, was a fucking nut house. It wasn't even rehab. It was a fucking, I mean, they're completely doing some real serious illegal shit, Tom. I'm talking about fraud from welfare. They're literally holding hostage people's bridge cards. The first thing they do, they don't tell you, oh, this is the plan, this is how we're going to help you. This is, doing shit that a rehab is supposed to do. No, the first conversation I had with one of the, employees was, we're going to fill out your FIA fucking application. This is how it's going to go. They're going to mail us your bridge card with the food stamps on it and the cash assistance, but you won't receive your bridge card. We're going to hold it and use it until you complete this program. And I'm like, well, that's not cool, but okay, whatever you say. So when I did a little fucking private eye fucking on my spare time, I found my way to the fucking pantry and realized that they're not spending food stamps on food to feed us. everything in that fucking cabinet was fucking donated from churches and out of date, expired food. And it's like, this is as fucking legal as I've ever seen in my life. Like, so then on top of it, they're like, they filed out for cash assistance, you know?
Yeah.
And it was $52 every other week. So that's $104 a month that they're not going to spend on me or anybody in that motherfucker. All they're doing is fucking feeding their fucking pockets and pretty much like, you do this or, you know, you're violating. So if I didn't do it, I go to jail. If I do it, they win. So I'm like, okay, well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So whatever they say. And then come to find out that they filled out for health insurance too at the same time. And every day they're taking people to court. They're taking people to pick up their property from Wayne County, which I was supposed to be one of those people. I've been there for 3 weeks. Every time I say, when am I going to go pick up my property? Oh, you're going to have to talk to Miss Haney about that. You're going to talk to Miss Hunt about that. Miss Haney tells me to talk to Miss Jackson about that. Miss Jackson tells me to talk to Miss Harris about that. And it's like 3 weeks later, I still haven't been to Wayne County. They threw away my property, so I don't even need a ride over there no more because they waited too long. So, okay, I bite my tongue about that. Okay, you know, it's like, what's done is done. Then I got this health insurance because I needed to get what I need to get to be able to stabilize my fucked up brain that is destroyed by my addiction. And they got all these people every day going to the doctors, doing these things. And I'm like, I'm supposed to go to the doctors. Oh, you're going to have to talk to Miss Hunt. You're going to have to talk to Miss Haney. Okay, 3 weeks later, I'm still unmedicated. I still haven't seen the doctor. I don't even know if they don't even know my name. When they called me in the office today, Tom, they were like, what was your name? Honey, I've been here for 3 fucking weeks, you know? And it's like, that is so unbelievably rude. I'm a human being. I'm not your fucking paycheck. I'm not your fucking whipping boy. I'm a human being, and I'm here for a reason. And then, on top of it, 2 days ago at 3:30 in the morning, I'm asleep, and I hear fucking fire alarm going off. The worker that was there that night by herself, which is not supposed to be to begin with, there's supposed to be 2 fucking monitors there at all times. So, you know, 2 minutes of fucking freaking out and finding my shoes and doing this and that, you know, while she's screaming at us, get the fuck up. You know, like, I'm like, what the fuck, is this for real? So she tells us to get up, get our shit, and get the fuck out of the building. Just like that, get the fuck out of the building, or I'll write you up. And I'm like, okay, and the building's so full of smoke, and it's like, you can't even see in front of you. People are going this way, going that way, going every way except the right way. She grabs her car keys, Tom, and starts to fucking get in her car and take off and leave us there. And we literally had to physically stop her from leaving us there by herself. We had to call Alexis, a fucking brand new person that showed up the same week I did, is the one who called 911. Like, this lady was literally going to leave us there and just fucking say fuck it, right? So then when the fire trucks get there, we're all staying outside at 3 o'clock in the morning in the rain with this bitch trying to leave us all there. And it's like, okay, everybody go back inside now. Everybody can go sit in the dining room. I'm like, the fire people didn't even get inside the building yet. But because she knew she fucked up and wasn't supposed to have us out there all over the fucking property like that. Now she's like, okay, well, this isn't, you know, going to work because a fucking group of people were trying to, you know, run away. And so now we all have to go sit inside this building that I couldn't even see in front of me. That's how full of smoke it was. And it's like, this is so illegal. Like, you have us in this building that's on fucking fire. And It's because you don't have the people that you're supposed to have to take care of this place and the people in it. That's my life, lady. And then I get rolled up because instead of cleaning up the fucking smoke damage and doing all these fucking ridiculous fucking things at 3:30 in the morning after, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go to bed because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and in 2 hours you're going to wake us up to sit around and do nothing all day. And she's like, oh, you are? I'm writing you up. I'm like, you're writing me up because I'm going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning? Okay, so then she's like screaming in my face, embarrassing me, disrespecting me in front of everybody in that building. And then she talked about how cute the firemen were and everything except what she should have been talking about. Like, ladies, I'm sorry this happened.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing about it. No, she was like, oh, you're going back to bed without cleaning up this mess? Oh, I'm writing you up. And I'm like, what are you going to write me up for going to bed at 3 in the morning? Do you hear yourself? And she's just getting louder and more rude and fucking, she called me out my name, and I'm just like, everybody's listening to her, and they're so scared of her, and they're so fake that they're like, I'm sorry Becky did that to you. I can't believe she talked to you like that. I'm like, I can't believe that you people are fucking sticking up for this lady. Like, I'm a consumer. She's an employee. There's no common sense anywhere in that building when it comes to the administration. It's like, because nobody ever says anything because we're fucking drug addicts and we don't know who to say it to and what to say. So this has been going on for who knows how long. And now it's like, it's a fucking free-for-all in that place. So I just wanted to get transferred to some other rehab that may or may not be, more for me and what I need.
Right.
And so she threatens to call my probation officer and tell him that I'm not following the rules and that I'm violating because, as soon as I said, I need, to go somewhere else because you guys got this shit all wrong. I need some help. I don't need to be your fucking bitch or your fucking maid or your fucking punching bag. I need to go and get help. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to clean up your mess. I'm not here to fucking stand outside at 3 in the morning or sit in a room full of fucking smoke because it's on fucking fire because you can't handle like what your job description is. Lady, there's 50 girls and there's one worker. And the workers are just so fucking, I don't know what type of fucking education or training these people have, but whatever they did to get these jobs, it's whack. Tom, I couldn't stand to be in there for a second. And I just fucking, I felt fucking for this girl that another consumer comes to me a couple of days after getting there, and she's like, come in the bathroom with me. And she pulls out this weed pen. And I'm like,
What is a weed pen?
Like a vape pen,
Okay.
like the oils, okay? But they make those cigarettes like that too. So I'm like, I thought it was a cigarette. So she's like, you want to hit it? And I'm like, yeah. So I hit it, and she's like, and instantly I knew that it wasn't tobacco. I knew exactly what it was. And then, she's so fucking loopy because they got her medicated, over-medicated. The girl is like, she's something else. So she can't shut the fuck up. She's telling this person and that person. And so needless to say, this bitch told on herself. She told on me. She got like a handful of girls that fell for the same thing I did. And so the next day, they make everybody in the whole facility take a drug test. And needless to say, my drug test came back fucking positive for marijuana. And I'm like, and I told the fucking counselor and the monitor exactly what the fuck happened. And they're like, okay, no problem. We're going to, talk about it at another time. It's always another time. Like, no, this would be a perfect time to talk about it because this is the only time that you've actually, asked me what my name was. And I'm like, when they confronted me this morning, they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, Rebecca. And they're like, oh, you're Rebecca. Okay, we need to talk. And I'm like, let's talk. Well, I'm not going to be able to talk right now, but I just want to let you know that, you were dirty. And I'm like, whoa, let me explain to you the situation. And they're like, well, I'm doing this and that right now. And I'm like, lady, this is my life. This isn't like, okay, well, you forgot to put the dishes away, so I'll talk to you later about it. No, lady, this is very important, and I felt the need to explain the situation. And she was pretty much like, okay, well, I'm going to recommend that this and that and that and this, at my next court date. And I'm like, instead of being like, okay, this is, a serious situation, and, and pretty much do her job, which would have been help me with it,
Right.
instead of threatening me about how I'm going to get this many more days or, and the judge is going to put me in jail when I go to court on the second. And I'm like, okay, but, I'm here because I'm a drug addict and you have people bringing drugs into your fucking rehab. I think that's a problem that needs to be addressed, period. Like, what did you expect me to do? When I got there, I had to strip naked and bend down and cough. Literally, like, fucking, how did she get this past you guys? You guys are fucking not doing your jobs. And now I fucking being fucked up, I fell for it. But it should have never have been a situation if they would have did their job the first day she got there. If they would have been like, oh, honey, you're not allowed to have this. And remove that problem from the whole from ever happening. You allow people to just come in your fucking rehab with drugs on them and a room full of people who do drugs, and now I'm fucking going to go back to jail because of this. And they're just acting like, well, no problem, you fucked up, and now you're going to go back to jail. Sorry, you lose. And it's like, I lose because you guys didn't do your job. I lose because you allow this shit to go on where it's not supposed to be a problem like that in rehab. I shouldn't have to have drugs in my face and, being put in a situation like that. And it's such a simple fix. Fucking do your job instead of worrying about what girl did this and what girl did that and what she's wearing today. And it's like a popularity contest in this place. It's not a fucking rehab. It's not, I didn't get anything out of it except in more trouble. And that's fucked up.
Right.
That now I'm in big trouble because people didn't do what I needed to be done. I didn't need to be put in a situation where I had to be faced with, using drugs at rehab. Why am I being punished because an addict used in a place that should have never had that option,
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not understanding how you're not in trouble, lady. How am I the only one in trouble when you didn't do your job? And all of the fucking things that go on in this place is, like, fucked up and illegal. Like, you guys can't.
Who was redeeming your bridge card value? Who was redeeming it?
What does that mean?
Well, spending it. I mean, you get, credited on a bridge card. You don't get to use it. How are they getting it? How are they getting those funds off that card to use for something else?
They fill out the paperwork. All I had to do was sign it.
That's bullshit.
She didn't ask me no questions or anything. She checked yes, no, whatever. Hey, Andrew. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not good. I know. How fat I am.
You're good.
Duh.
How much weight you get? Hey, how much weight you gain, by the way?
40 pounds.
Wow.
All they do is feed you smoke. All they do is it's a cigarette break every 6 minutes. Cigarette break. Food. Another group. With the same people saying the same story that they told every other day. And it's like, it's so frustrating being forced in a fucking program that people don't fucking have a clue what they're doing there. I mean,
Right.
it's people, the whole place is nothing but fucking bullies and fucking, I'm talking about the employees. The employees are bigger bullies than the consumers. Every time, like, racist as it could get, first of all. Let me just put that out there. And I don't care what, my youngest daughter is mixed. I'm far from playing the race game, but it is what it is. And when it's, you know, white is white and black is black, and that's what it is. I'm not just going to be like, you know, I don't pull the race card out because I didn't get my way. Like, this is the first time I've ever claimed racism, because this is exactly what it is. It's like, I can't understand how it hasn't been fucking, the whistle hasn't been blown before now. These people are so fucking illegal and so unfair, and they have a contract with 36th District Court. Anybody that goes to rehab in their fucking Naomi's Nest is a fucking from drug court or some sort of court that was ordered there. I met, the whole time I was there, there was 2 people that came in on their own off the street. They stayed for a total of 2 days before they left. And it was like, I wish I could just leave like that, you know, because being forced to stay in a place like that and be treated like that and talk to you like I was made me want to use more than I ever had before. And that's not what's supposed to happen when you go to rehab. That's far from what I'm supposed to be fucking getting out of rehab. You know,
Right.
it's so fucking, and I felt like there was nothing in this world that was going to change the situation other than doing the drastic situation I'm in now. You know, and that's foul that, you know, these fucking people are legally allowed to do all these horrible things to people that need help.
Right.
And there's nothing anybody, I don't know how, where to go, who to tell, and how to get some fucking, you know, this shit fucking,
You
I don't
can
know
you can
what.
fill out that paperwork for a Whistleblowers Act. I can get you the paperwork.
I mean, that's a good start, but they just don't know what the fuck, you know, these people come in and they're fucking detoxing, or they're just fucking like I am, and I mean, they were just piles of papers. Sign this, sign this, sign this, sign this. You don't have to read it, just sign it, just sign it, just sign it, you know, and it's like, okay. Right. And then once I signed them, and I realized, what did I just sign? Oh, that's just for your food stamp application. Oh, that's just for cash assistance. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get food stamps? Well, this isn't exactly what, you're not going to get the card. We're going to keep the card, and that's how we pay for the food that you eat. Okay. So then I was like, well, I didn't really think that the food I was eating was, you know, that valuable, because there's 50 plus girls in this place. 50 times 190, because my card was going to get 190 a month. That's quite a bit of money to eat outdated food that was donated by a church, or, you know, the stores bring their day-old bread and shit. I'm like, how is this making sense? And she's like, I don't know why you was even in that food pantry. Who told you you can go in there? You know, and totally just shut me down and started bullying me. I'm like, well, I just happened to fucking stumble upon that closet that's full of old food that I eat fucking a few times a day. And I'm like, but neither here nor there. That's not the conversation we should be having. I'm asking you straight up, how is this making sense to anybody that would pay any attention to it? Why am I paying you $200 a month to eat moldy bread? I'm not sure that that's what, you know, is supposed to be going on.
Right.
You can't just hijack people's fucking bridge card and expect me not to realize that. Why am I eating moldy bread when you get all these bridge cards from every one of us? And not on top of it, when I was filling out my intake paper, she's like, well, just sign this, go to this, check yes or no, you know, like fast as a jet. And I'm like, what is this paper for? And she was like, oh, that's what the insurance is paying while you're here. They get $4,750 a month from each person that's in there. Every month they get that much. Without including, like, the fucking food card and all that. You people are so illegal. And I'm just nobody.
Right.
And they know.
Right.
They're just like, shut up and sign.
You know, you said that, you know, you were in there and you were the consumer and you know, you should have been taken care of. Something different should have been done.
I mean, their groups are a joke. Every fucking day, you do 3 to 4 or 5 groups each an hour. And you do nothing except sit there and listen to these people that they pay to come in, you know, and teach these fucking groups that anything. Okay, so there's this one Miss Jackson or Jefferson, who's her name. She humiliated me in front of everybody the first day I met her. She put me in the middle of the room in a circle and pretty much was like, put a chair in front of me and was like, this is you, talk to you. And I was like, I don't know what to say. And she was like, okay, it's your drugs. That's your drugs sitting in front of you. Talk to them. What would you say if you could talk to your drugs? And I was like, I hate you. I love you. And she was like, how long have you been a crackhead for? Literally, she called me a crackhead. And I was like,
Yeah, that's not nice.
12 years. And she's like, oh, you don't get looking like you do for, you know, using only 12 years. I'm like, oh, what the fuck are you saying, lady, in front of 50 other girls that I don't even fucking know?
Yeah, it's
my first
unprofessional.
day. That's like professional
That's
fucking.
abuse.
It's slander, it's abuse, it's humiliating, it's fucking disrespectful. It's everything except help.
Yeah,
That's not how
everything
you
but
help.
yeah, I agree.
People.
I agree.
And this is what's going on. And these people are like laughing and laughing and laughing. So I shut down. I stopped talking. And then I got trying to get wrote up for not participating in her class. And it's like, people have feelings and people are fucked up. You know, obviously we're all here because we fucked up. How are you going to just sit there and fucking keep putting it in my face, you know, how fucking what I am and what I look like, and just like, who are you? She looked like she was high. I didn't why she teach her class. She's fucking, you know, she's an ex-user that has a couple years clean, and now all of a sudden she's God.
Right.
You know, and people were laughing at me, and I'm like, looking at everybody around me, like, these people think this shit's funny. You think it's a joke. Like, just because they want her to like them. You know, they're all fucking fake ass-kissing freaks. The place is a fucking joke. So, if I want to fucking go to a fucking nut house, I would have signed up for iPick or something. I didn't sign up for that. I was court ordered to go get treatment for my drug addiction, not to be fucking somebody's maid and fucking their fucking
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
joke, you know. And if I don't fucking kiss their ass, then I get, you know, if they don't like you, they're gonna fucking make it known. You're not gonna do anything beneficial in that place. I needed some drug treatment rehab. I didn't need to go there and be fucking just fucked over like I was. And so today I just fucking had enough. You know, once they started threatening me about what the fuck, you know, I was going to be penalized and fucking probably put back in jail and this and that, and who knows what the fuck was going to be the outcome. I didn't stick around to find out. I fucking told those bitches, I'm out of this place. You guys are going to fucking regret ever treating me like that. Because I might be a fucking out there. You know, I might not be fucking driving in my Bentley and fucking bossing people that need help around like all of you guys. But I am smart enough to know that you guys are fucking illegal as fuck. And I'm not your friend. And thank God for that because I don't ever want to be fucking one of those bitches sitting there. Oh, Mattini, I'm so sorry Becky did that to you this morning. She's so fucked up. Like, Mattini's like, I know, sign this witness report. You know, that you fucking witnessed her telling me, no, she wasn't going to fucking get up and clean up the fucking fire mess. That she wanted to go back to bed at 3:30 in the morning. Sign your name right here. And I'm like, are you seriously writing me up for going back to bed after being put through that? Like, that's a reason to get wrote up. And if you get wrote up by administration, you're automatically violated. And it's like, there's nothing I can do about it. And they're all fucking, they're so foul. All the other girls in there, not all of them, but a lot of them, they're completely, like, oblivious to, okay, today, yeah, I'm the one that's getting fucking fucked with, but if you stay long enough, your day is going to come tomorrow, and then you're going to be fucking regretting that you ever fucking wrote me up, because you're next, you know? And they're like, they're all snitching on me about, Becky's trying to, you know, put people, you know, like they were accusing me of trying to pretty much protest against the administration there and trying to get, like, people to, on my side. I'm like, I don't have to try because each and every one of you bitches are fucking gonna fight to figure it out one day. And if you don't, then you're even more fucked up than I ever thought. Because I see it so clearly. I seen it the first day I was there. She shoved that fucking welfare paper in my face. Talk about, you don't have to read it, just sign it, I'll go over it with you later. I'm like, okay. And then when she started, you know, rushing me through, I'm like, what am I signing? You know, like, I don't even know what this is. And she's like, let's just, you know, some insurance papers so we can take you to the doctors. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll sign because I need to go. And 3 weeks later, here I am sitting here. I've never even been fucking, nobody's even talked to me about going to the doctors. Every day I ask, doctors today, can I get meds because I need them? You're going to have to talk to this lady, and then that lady should talk to this lady, and that lady talk. And so I go through their little game, and they push me off, and they ignore me and bypass me. So today, when my bridge card and shit came in the mail, I had to open it in front of them, and they took my card. And I'm like, okay, well, when am I going to go to the doctor since I've been approved clearly? Not today, but we do take people on Tuesdays, but today we have too many people, so maybe next Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, well, probably not next Tuesday, because that's what I've been told for the last 3 Tuesdays. And everybody else is all fucking, well, we had to wait too. Okay, well, you've been here for a total of 1 week before I got here, and you've been on meds this whole time since I've been here, so you didn't even wait a week before you went and got your fucking medication. I'm going on 3 weeks or more, and I haven't even got an answer of when I might be allowed to go. I need to get some help, people. I'm not here to clean your bathrooms and to be your joke for the day. I'm here for help. And I hate that, like, as soon as you start saying something or sticking up for yourself and saying something that makes sense, they're automatically like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'll write you up. And it's like, write me up for what? For asking when I can go to the doctor because I need help? And it's like, that's when they walk away, and that's the only conversation. All they expect you to do is sit there and just be like, okay, maybe next Tuesday. No, I said, okay, maybe next Tuesday, 3 Tuesdays ago. I need help, people. I need help. And I don't mean help clean your fucking bathrooms or fucking clean up after your fucking building fire. I need some fucking help. You know, and then that would be cause for a write-up for not participating in their fucking bullshit. And I just don't understand how that place is still open. I do understand because people don't do shit about it. They just, you know, everybody that goes there, when they get out or they fucking leave like I did, they just fucking, that's the last place they want to think about or spend time on. So they just don't say anything and they let it go and say, fuck it, I'm out of there, so I don't give a fuck anymore.
When you
It never gets reported.
when you got locked up and you're in there and you're using up until the day you get locked up, what's the immediate thing they do when you're in there and they know you were using
Well,
heroin and crack? How's that whole thing happen? Do you just
and
cold turkey it, or do they give you some medication, or what?
yeah, well, I'm supposed to be taken to the doctors on the first of the month when they take everybody to go get their Vivitrol shot.
Oh, that's what it is,
I
Vivitrol.
I asked to be one of those people to go get a Vivitrol shot. Well, I only have room for 12 people in my van, and I have 14 on the list, so I don't know what to tell you. I guess I could take you on the 1st of March. I'm sorry, what? I'm leaving March 2nd was my original out date before all of these write-ups I got. And it's like, I don't want to sit in rehab, and the day before I leave, then I might be able to go see the doctor. Might be able to go see the doctor.
So
Like,
you
will I
just
get out
were
the
you
day after that?
so you just basically went cold turkey
Cold
because of
turkey, yeah. Not basically. I actually went cold turkey.
how did that go?
And,
How did that feel?
well, it felt like I wanted to die.
Wow.
I didn't want to fucking lay there and feel like I wanted to die. I needed help. I didn't want to fucking, I shouldn't be in rehab and think about, man, death would be easier than doing this bullshit. Why am I thinking like that when
Now,
I'm supposed to be in rehab to fix my problems, not make more?
did it eventually get to where you just started feeling better?
I mean, I didn't feel like I was going to die any minute now after waiting there for 20 days. You know, it's like
So you went 20 days without any kind of supplement for the heroin
with
and crack.
with
Oh my
nothing, and
God.
begging every day to every worker that they pushed me off on every day. Every day I asked dozens of people, do you think I could go to the doctors on your next trip? Oh, I'm not the person you talk to. You need to talk to your counselor. My counselor says, you need to talk to Miss Haney. She's the one that does that. You need to get a referral from Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson says, I don't do referrals. You got to talk to your counselor. Okay, well, a couple of days ago, when I talked to my counselor, she said to talk to this person. And it's like, it's a joke there, a bad joke.
So
And now,
when you got when you tried to take the first tether off and they got you,
right,
and you were charged with what before you did that? You were in there the first time for what? What was the charge?
um, well, I got picked up by a decoy.
For
And so,
prostitution?
right,
Okay.
when that happened, this cop from the fourth hand, so this cop that arrested me was was pissed off because he couldn't find dope on me. So dude comes into the office while they're running my name and writing me tickets with a big ass bag of fucking cocaine, crack cocaine. I was like, why would you throw this in my back seat? And I'm like, dude, that's not mine. Like, don't do that. You know, I've never had a drug possession charge in my entire life. Please don't do that to me. And he's like, bitch, you want to fuck? He covered up his chest cam. He was like, bitch, you think you're smart? You want to fuck with me? You want to fuck with me, bitch? I'll fuck with you. He's like, fucking just, I mean, out of this world, like a movie, right? And I'm like, this cannot be happening right now. But it was, clearly. So I'm begging this fucking bastard to, you know, not fucking put that dope on me, because don't anybody for a second think I haven't been guilty of, you know, having possession. But that's not mine. Like, if I'm guilty, that's my fault. But don't do that to me. You know, it's like, this world is so fucking weird right now to me. I can't believe I'm in this right now.
Yeah, no,
Like,
well,
all because
I
I
want to
got
I want to ask you too. You're pretty savvy at scoping things out and an expert at
Mhm.
analyzing Johns. How was
Yeah.
this guy able to pull that off on you, especially being from the 4th precinct?
I have no idea where they got this guy from. The guy had no teeth in his mouth. I'm like, dude looked more cracked out than anybody I ever fucked with.
Gotcha.
So it didn't even cross my mind that was what it was. I was just like, there's no way. I mean, what type of fucking professional fucking law enforcement guy has no fucking teeth in his mouth? Like, I don't know who he was and how he's tied in with the Detroit police, but I don't understand it. I have no idea, Tom,
So
what's going on.
so he comes up, you say whatever you say, and how's that whole thing go down? Does a patrol car come screaming around the corner?
Yeah, so he's fucking stalking me. I keep telling him I'm not working. I was on my way to my friend's house. And I really was. And because I had just got done doing the day. I had money and I was going to do something. And, like, I swear to God, he kept every parking lot I passed, like, Lino gas station, the Crazy Horse, Family Dollar, the beauty salon. I was like, dude, I said I'm not working. Stop. You know, and he's like, come on, baby, I got $60. I'll be quick. And I'm like, bro, oh my God. So finally I was just like, fuck it. I'll make this extra $60 real quick and be fucking $60 up. So I got it, and then he starts running his mouth about, I don't know why the police are, because the cop passed by us, right? And I was like, damn, it's hot out tonight. And he was like, I know, they're everywhere. He was like, but I don't understand the big problem. What's the big deal? Like, you're a grown woman, I'm a grown man, and, we're both consenting to do grown things. And I was like, that's what I feel like, we were just conversating like that. And then next thing you know, he turns the corner on a side street and pulls over and was like, bitch, don't fucking move, don't do it, bitch. I'm like, what? And then my car door opens, they fucking throw me on the ground, throw me on my face, step on my back, handcuff me, and then proceeds to tell me, bitch, I checked my back seat, so if you're thinking about dropping any dope or anything in there, I think twice about it. And I'm like, why would you say that? Like, oh, what the fuck? Saying it over and over again. I'm like, why? What are you talking about? Like, throw what in back seat? And he was like, from Jump Street, he had planned on putting that dope on me. That's why he kept saying it. So he had it
Okay.
recorded. But I didn't understand why at the time
right.
it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so fucking weird. Like, where am I at in Twilight Zone shit,
Yeah.
Like, all the times that I legitly had dope on me and could have fucking...
Yeah, did you beat that? Did you beat that charge then?
Well, when I went to court, instead of being a felony possession charge, my lawyer got it dropped down to a misdemeanor of unlawful use of a controlled substance. And I just pled guilty to that because that was the only option that made sense.
Okay.
And
So you get out of there, you get this tether thing put on you.
right.
You tried cutting it off.
And that's another situation that never should have ever happened. So the judge orders me to a location GPS tether, no restriction, just to make sure I show up for my 23rd court date, okay? I wasn't on no curfew, nothing. I was just on a GPS tether, so when I go to court, I'll be there. When I actually went and physically got the fucking tether put on me 12 days later, I get to the probation officer, and she's telling me 2 hours a day and this and that, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's not supposed to be, I'm not supposed to have curfew or restrictions, it's just GPS. So then she was like, oh, hang on, and starts typing in her computer. She goes, oh, no, you're not even supposed to be allowed in tether because I have warrants or whatever. And I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll do whatever I got to do to get out of here today. So I agreed to the 2 hours a day thing, right? So she didn't put me back in jail right there. And the place I took her down to wasn't going to work out. The guy didn't want me there 24/7 because when I, approached him about, would you allow me to tether to your house? I don't even have to be there like that. It's just, I need an address. And he's like, why not? So then when I got there and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to be sitting in your face 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And, he was like, I need my time, and I'm like, I need my time. So I, instead of fucking, saying, fuck it, fucking up, for 5 straight days, 15 plus times a day, I called my worker over and over and over again, left message, voicemail over and over again, texted her over and over again. But it was like the first of the year, the first week of the year, and I wasn't getting nothing in response. I didn't get a phone call, I didn't get a text, I didn't get a fuck you or sorry to hear about it. She never ever answered the phone or returned my text for weeks straight. 15 plus times a day time. I'm talking about back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Because I wanted to change my address and move out of there and go back home. But I wasn't allowed to do that without verbal permission, right? So when I'm sitting there and he's like, I want you to go, and I'm like, I want to go, and there was no way I couldn't just by law do that. So without getting a hold of her. And so on the 7th day of being ignored by her, I said, me and him had a misunderstanding, and I was ready to go. He wanted me to go. I left. And so that's when I came up with the brilliant idea of trying to cut my tether off.
Was that hard? Was that hard to cut off?
Yeah, it was impossible. I never got it off.
Really? People do cut them off. I wonder how they do it.
Well, this tether wasn't one you can cut off.
Oh, heavy duty?
I tried sawing it off my leg with a bandsaw. I almost died because that's how seriously the situation was. So when I couldn't get it off, they said, you violated, took me back to jail that night. They came straight and caught me within an hour, maybe 2 hours at the most. I was back in jail on the first of the year, and I went to court the next day. When I went to court, my original judge was like, well, if I drug test you, are you going to be high or not? And I was like, well, I got high last night because I was freaking out. And that's what drug addicts normally do when they fucking fuck up, you know?
Right.
So I just told him, you don't have to drug test me because I'll tell you the truth. It's probably not going to be clean. And so he said, I'm going to bond you over to drug court and let them deal with you. And I'm like, drug court? What is that? And he was pretty much like, your lawyer explained it to you. Well, my lawyer was court appointed. My lawyer was like, you're going to go to court and they're going to do this and that. That's what drug court is. The end. And so a few weeks later, I went to drug court with my court date, and she's like, I need you to do this, and that. And you can get out tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, well, where do I sign up? I can get out tomorrow. That's all I heard. I didn't hear all the other shit, so it's too late. So I agreed to it, knowing that there's no way in hell, even God would not be able to fix things in this fucking unrealistic fucking program. But if I didn't agree to it, I don't get out of jail.
Right.
Okay. So my dumbass said, okay, I'll sign up, and that's where I'm at. They sentenced me to this fucked up rehab, and this is now I'm in real deep shit because of what I've done, because of what I've been through. So that's my story.
Now, on the second tether, do you have to pay for that while you're wearing it?
Yeah, you gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for the probation fine.
Jesse up in Oscoda says you can cut it off with bolt cutters.
Yeah, that's what I heard, but I did that and it didn't come off, so I didn't know what to do. I tried everything. And obviously, I failed miserably at that too, so
Okay.
the tethers that they put me on this time was a completely different setup. It was like a piece of fucking plastic. As a matter of fact, a week
You
and a
know,
half ago, I was in rehab, and I was walking through the dining room, and the fucking tether literally fell off of my leg. Literally, it just fell off of my leg. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, I couldn't fucking, for no way how get this other one off, and this one just falls off. If that's not like a setup, you know, or like a fucking intentional, like, there shouldn't be a tether that just falls off your leg and puts an addict in a position where, wow, I could get away right now, you know?
right.
Like, that's what they want you to do, because then you're a revolving door and you're constantly going to be in and out of jail, and in and out of jail means in and out of money. Money, 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 you know? And so they make people like me, you know, put me in the system that isn't realistic for me or anybody that I've ever met. Has never succeeded in drug court, as far as I know. And if they have, you're a motherfucking, you're like out of this world fucking talented. However, you made it through drug court successfully, because I don't see it possible. It's
Yeah.
not realistically an
Did you
option. What?
did you recognize anybody down there?
Yeah, every prostitute that I've ever known from Michigan Avenue, Verner, and 4th Street, if they're not sitting in the county when I left, and I seen them in drug court. Not to mention my old dealers, 2 people I used to buy drugs off of, was sitting up in Naomi's nest in my face every day. If that's not a trigger, I don't know what the fuck is.
Right. So
You
now
know,
they'll probably issue another felony warrant for you.
No, they're definitely doing that at this very second. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Tom, I gotta get off the phone though.
All right. Hey, look
friend.
at this now. People sent you shit, right?
No
So what I'll
kidding.
do is I'm going to be down to Detroit Thursday.
Uh-huh.
So you give me a call, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going to leave these. Normally I have you open the envelopes and shit, but I'm going to leave whatever people have sent for you,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to leave it at a place because I don't want to meet you because they could charge me with, fucking aiding and abetting a felon and all that bullshit. I'll have
Absolutely.
everything that's been sent to you. I'll leave it at a place where I know it's trusted, and
Right.
I'll take off. But, if there's anything I can do for you, you need to make a phone call or something, you use my number and call.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think you're out there all alone. Nobody gives a shit.
I felt like that. I felt like there's no
No,
hope.
I don't want you to feel like that.
Scared to death.
I don't want you to feel like that, and I don't want you to get careless because you think nothing's gonna pan out for you. It's easy to get crazy now because you think that you've come to an end.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah, don't think that way.
I'm feeling.
Don't get careless. Don't do it.
I know.
If you get any,
I
no, I know, I've been there before. If you get feeling that way, you give me a call no matter what time it is, and don't think that you don't have a backup plan. I'll come bail you out. No, I'll come bail you out, or I'll drive down there or whatever. But don't think that you don't have an option that you can count on.
I appreciate you so much for
Yeah,
that.
no problem. I am glad I can help you. It's not a problem.
I'm scared to death right now. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
No, it's scary. I know it is. Yeah, don't think that way. You got one ace in the hole, and you can call me anytime.
That's awesome. That makes me feel like fucking.
No, hey, no, I'm glad I can do it for you. It could just as well be you talking to me. I know how this stuff works, so
right.
don't dwell on this
People
stuff
out
and
there
think.
really hurting people.
No, I know. Don't feel this way. Just do me a favor, and like when you get down like that and you need to call, do it.
Thank you so much, because I have nobody right now.
No, yep. No, you got somebody. You got plenty of people. There's a lot of people that like you, that know you through the videos, and you're far from not having anybody in your corner. It
Thank
doesn't
you
seem
so
like,
much.
yeah, it doesn't seem like it now, but you do.
Right. I'm so fucking
No.
scared
I know
right
you.
now.
You
Thank
hang.
you so much.
All right, Becky, you hang in there.
I will. So what time do you think
I'll be
on
down there
Thursday?
probably. I'll get down there probably like in the afternoon.
Okay. So what time
But
should I try calling you at?
why don't you call me because I want to check the Detroit PO box too. Why don't you
Right.
call me? You call me. I'll make sure that I'm in Detroit by 4 p.m.
Fabulous.
That way, when you call, and I'll leave that stuff someplace for you,
Right. We're talking about that. And
wherever you want,
then.
wherever you want.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm so glad I got a hold of you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I wish the best of luck for you, man. I've been there.
Tell everybody to pray for me, please.
Yeah, they already are praying for you. You hang in there.
I need it. Thank you guys so much.
All right. You
I
call
miss
if you
you
need
guys
something.
too.
All right, Becky.
I will. Thank you. Good night.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.